For this project, you are going to need 4 sheets for the plaid look, a pair of scissors. You will also need your plastic darning needle and plastic canvas. Now, I must admit, this is my very first cross stitch tutorial and I was all over the place. However, I'm going to explain everything as easy as possible. Now, this is a black plastic canvas, so I had to do the cutting and the prepping myself. I made the width 9 inch and the length a total of 18 inch. You realize that there's a bottom section for the whole bag. So I made it 8.25 inch for the front, 1.5 inch for the bottom fold. There's a fold for the base, and then the opposite side will be 8.25 inch as well. And I marked each side with a stitch marker because it will be working section. Now this video is kind of self-explanatory, so I won't be doing much explanation here. Before we start our very first cross stitch pattern, I do recommend that you do buy the plastic canvas which is already pre-cut. As seen, I saw these images on Pinterest and I think this will be an easier option for you if you do not want to cut it like I did. To make a cross stitch, I left one border because I'll be making a separate color from there, and I located this first instance, and then I'm going to thread it through the opposite side to make my very first cross motion, holding the extra yarn at the back. And then from the back, I'm going to place the darning needle and thread through the other direct side and then to the opposite side as well to make this nice cross stitch. So cross stitches are kind of easier. It's just like sewing something or threading in a cross motion. So I just go opposite, thread it, go to the place I came from where it was threaded subsequently, and thread to secure the cross stitch, and then go back to the opposite side over there, pull, and then go to the downward opposite motion and cross. So cross stitching can be worked in several ways. This is how I work mine. I'm an absolute beginner and this is how I feel comfortable working my cross stitches. And just figure your way out of this and just watch the video clearly. Where the pins are where the plastic needle is coming from is what matters. And yeah, you could work it several ways. I've seen several tutorials being recommended on this cross stitch, but this is how I feel comfortable working mine. So just follow along. Let's continue observing this process together and let's keep practicing, and we are going to be good. However, cross stitching is a very long process. Okay, so grab a drink, enjoy, and let's just enjoy. Okay. Okay, before you continue watching, you see that subscribe button down below. Please click it, turn on the post notification, and leave a comment, guys. I love to see your comments. With that being said, this is the very first column for my cross stitch motion. So I'm going to move to this opposite box and afterwards go back to where it was secured subsequently and secure my first cross stitch for this column. Okay, yeah, just follow along. So this particular box contains 7 columns, 8 rows, okay, and to secure, I'm just going to pull my darning needle at the back to thread it at the back so that it becomes secured and I don't get any extra strands. This is a process I did to ensure that it's secured before I cut off with my safety scissors. But yeah, you could customize your box to your own preference, okay. Just follow the pattern, you just visualize, and then depending on what you have, you are able to know the number of rows or columns to do for each boxes. And then this time we are going to work on the black pattern, okay. The black pattern includes 2 main boxes. However, the half box from the previous would be also threaded, okay, so take that into notice. And also I'm just securing some stitch markers. My stitch markers is exhausted, so I'm just putting pieces of yarn to mark the places that are necessary, okay. I'm just going to follow along and work with the cross stitches. It's all about patterns and how you want your look. So the length of my black column is 25 boxes for the length, and then 2 columns as you can see of cross stitch. Just for context, the reason why I ended at that particular 25th box for the length of the cross stitch is because we'll be making a red line in the middle to separate, okay. And after that box we made, we are going to thread as you can see a red line straight as the length of the black, and then you are going to repeat the same opposite thing, making sure you follow the black pattern and then the brown pattern when appropriate. I also began filling the white sections, if you have not noticed, and then we'll be working on the horizontal movement, okay. So I'm just working my cross stitches in black towards this horizontal movement and following the pattern. So it's time for the horizontal red section. As you can see, that is why I ended at that particular part, in order to make that horizontal stripe to separate the pattern. Now let's work on the front cover for the bag. Okay, so it's supposed to have the same width for the previous section we have been working, and it was 8.5. okay, almost 9-inch. okay, we are supposed to just go along with the same exact measurement for this. And then I'm going to choose 5.3 inch for my length of the cover. This is a picture of the cover after having a progress. Most of the times it takes a long time, so it took me over 2 weeks to film this video. So sometimes all over the place I complete and then give you progress, and I took progress pictures as well. If you check my Instagram, you would see the progress pictures being posted step by step, and that would be a guide for you if you are following the exact same pattern. As I said, I'm a free-form artist. I feel like everyone should have the creativity to follow his or her own way, but this is how I did mine. And these are the side panels which will be sewn for the sides of the bag. I cut them into 2. Okay, for context, my side panel contains 13 boxes for the width. Also, if you already buy the pre-cut version, the one that is already made into a bag, it will be easier. You don't need to be cutting all these parts. But if you just bought the blank one, the non-cut ones, you have to cut them and prep it for cross stitching. So yeah, just choose the better option. Okay, don't stress yourself. But yeah, I'm just going to thread my cross stitch, okay, with black. Okay, and then I'll use red for the base. That is why I leave that particular space. This time I'm using another technique of cross stitching, which is crossing all in a cross-like manner as seen, but not doing each cross stitch exactly. I'm just going to do that, and then I go back and forth to complete the cross stitch. So as you can see, I just did it anti-clockwise, and I'm going to turn it and do the cross motion to complete as seen. It's been a couple of days of cross stitching at this moment, and I went along to line inside my bag. I just want this neat look and simplistic look. Yeah, I just wanted it basic as well, but this is how it is. The base was completely black, and this is going to be the front, and then the side panels are also lined as well. It's now time for me to attach. Also, I used thread and needle to and cut a piece of cloth to line this. I did not show this process because I'm not really the best, person to when it comes to sewing techniques. But yeah, this is time to join everything. I used this red yarn because I chose this for the base, and it was particularly for it to get a seamless join and make it more neater. Okay, so I'm just going back and forth joining. I just pierce my plastic through both sides and just basically sew with a whip stitch. I'm going to sew all around and sew the necessary parts, add borders, single crochet borders when necessary, and add some accessories, and we'll be done. What I basically do at this moment is to add single crochet edgings to where is necessary with my small crochet hook. This is a 1.5mm hook, and I'm just basically adding the edges with the red yarn. Okay, making sure I do not show any plastic parts just to make it neater. Every undone edge should be single crochet. Okay, but I was just excited to add my accessories already. I'm using a magnetic clasp, and then I'll be adding this G locker. I just pierce it through and secure it from the back. But since it was soon, it was quite difficult. I had to make sure I secure it very well, and it just adds this glam to the look, and it makes it more classy, more unique, more vibrant, and more simplistic as it is. Okay, it looks simple, but it's handmade and it's hard work. It's your piece. Okay, enjoy. If you are able to make this, please tag me in your post. I would love to see especially my crochet fan base trying cross stitching because of this video. I'll be so excited. If you have patience like me, this took me almost, I just gave up. Okay, it took me a long time, but if you have patience, you are going to get the good results. As always, follow me on Instagram, give this video a like, subscribe if you are not. If you have been watching my videos and you are not subscribed, what are you waiting for? Also, the algorithm says that most of you just watch the intro and do not watch throughout. It might be a result of some of the downloads you guys make without watching the entire video. Please watch the video. Okay, thank you so much. I love you.